Greetings everyone, this is Shar and welcome to the Just Ask Shar Advice channel. If you have an email for advice, you can email it to justaskshar@gmail.com. This evening I have a letter from a young lady and she writes, "Dear Shar, I have a friend that I love but hate to talk to on the phone at the same time. We have been friends for over 20 years and we have hung out together and raised our children up together in the same neighborhoods. When I see her name come up on my phone screen on the weekend night, I don't answer the call. She calls when she has been drinking or totally drunk, and she talks about her mom that passed away over a decade ago. I hate avoiding her, but I can't listen to the emotional roller coaster she is riding. What would you do?" Thank you so much for your letter. I think we all know someone that does this, whether it's a family member, a friend, someone. I'll give you a couple examples of some things I've experienced and people that I know have done the same thing. I have one friend that she drinks and she will call and she will talk about the past. And there's nothing wrong with the past, but if you go back too far, and that's the whole conversation, the entire conversation is dedicated to decades ago, what's going on is people are having a hard time in the present time, and they will rather remember only the past. They're having a very difficult time trying to cope with life today. I found that a lot of those people have very low self-esteem. And of course, this wouldn't apply to everyone, but just in the people that I know of, I've seen, this has applied to. Also, I have a friend that decided that she's not going to answer the phone herself, or she'll answer it on occasion. And it kind of describes what you're saying. Only thing with this particular person, she's in an abusive relationship. There are a lot of people that cope this way. They want to go back to that time and talk about it. They want to go back because they can have that feeling again of when they didn't have the problems that they have now. A way of escape, if you will. And that's no different from what you're describing with your friend. I also know of someone that does the same thing. She will call when she's drunk or about to be drunk and start talking about her mom that passed away and talk about the troubles with her children and other things like that, her relationship, the troubles that she have in that. And it's so sad to hear that some people will just sit there and just listen, don't say anything. But that's when you actually would say something. There are seasons where people will reminisce, they'll drink, they'll have a hard time because that's the anniversary of a person that passed away. Have you noticed that sometimes you see guys gather around a liquor store and gather some money and they all share the drink? You may see them outside of a building or in an empty parking lot or something, sitting on some crates. Sometimes they're singing old songs. Sometimes they're challenging each other in a fight. A lot of them are talking about the past. They're singing a lot of old songs. They're talking about things that they used to do. And then they'll challenge each other what they can do. And that's where you see where they'll call themselves doing a little boxing. But they're all concentrated on the past. That's a place for them to go to forget about what's going on currently. So you see a lot of that happening for people to escape. I remember my mom, she had a friend that she would go visit, and of course I was a little girl, so I'm going with her. And they would get to talking and playing records and everything. And the next thing I know, my mom's friend is drinking heavily and start talking about someone that passed away. And she even got as far as talking to the dead loved one. And at that point, my mom would pack her things up, make sure our house is secure, and we will leave because she was somewhere else. So I've seen and heard of quite a few things. Now, as far as with your friend, because you care about her, I would actually talk to her. Let her know that you love her and you care about her, and there's something going on, and you would like to know if she'd like to talk about it. If she says no, respect that. And your friend calls again, gets on the phone, drinking, and start, bringing up some things. See if you can politely change the subject. See if she won't be offended by that. See if she will try to turn the conversation back over to the past. And at that point, I would gently just let her know that I didn't want to talk about the past. Like, we had this conversation already. And I wanted to talk about, whatever, ABC. And see what the response will be. I don't know how that particular thing would work for your friend, but that is an option. Also, suggesting some type of counseling, some therapy, because she's definitely still grieving. She has some things that's going on in her life that maybe she's not handling well. She's not able to handle. And that may be her escape to go back, make her feel better. But that would be something I would suggest. I also suggest that you take some time with your friend. You guys go somewhere, have lunch or dinner or wherever, and you ever talk with her. And that way you all can be face to face, have that discussion. She would know that it's sincere and that you really care about her. And it's also to get her out the house and away from the environment that she reminisces in. Because sometimes that can be something that's a trigger. Some people have lost loved ones and they refuse to remove their items, and they'll sit there with them decades later. So I hope these things work out for you. Best wishes to you and your friend. Thank you all again for tuning back in to Just Ask Shar. And again, if you have a letter for advice, you can send it to justaskshar@gmail.com. And who knows, your letter may be the next letter that I read. And until the next letter, peace.